son cries louder, and I reach for him. The man's eyes dart to him before he sniffs the air. I stare back at him, confused, and tug my son to my chest as if he's threatening to take him away from me. "It's only temporary. Please don't call child services," I tell him, and he cocks his head to the side. His gaze appears to be more thoughtful than scrutinizing.
"Does your car run?"
he asks, looking at it before he kicks the tire. "I have no fuel. I'll leave tomorrow, I promise," I tell him, panicking. Maybe he's a council worker? I doubt it because of his expensive suit. He looks at me, his nose scrunching slightly.
"You smell familiar,"
he mutters. I swallow, wondering if he remembers me, but he doesn't appear to, and I also don't want him questioning which pack I was from. My father and his Alpha are not on good terms. Yet, maybe if he could get me in to see Alphanovel, he might help with his son. However, that thought also frightens me. Having to face the man who ignored me and refused to even do a DNA test. He declined to come check, stating my claims were lies. But if he just met him, he would see. We can always sense our own kin. I stare at the beta, wondering if he'll leave, but he pushes the hatchback open further before reaching in. I scoot further back, looking for a weapon in case I need it.
"Calm down. I can't leave you here knowing you're sleeping in your car with a baby,"
he says, grabbing the car seat. "I'll leave. Just don't take my son," I tell him. He looks at me like I'm mad.
"I'm not.
And his eyes mean it.
I want to help."
He's being sincere. "You want to help?" I repeat, slightly disbelieving. I must have heard that wrong.
"Come on, you can stay at the pack house until I speak to my Alpha,"
he says, waving me forward.
"Grab a change of clothes. We can come back to your car tomorrow,"
he says. Terrified, I don't move. It's been so long since anyone has helped me. He sighs before grabbing a bag and stuffing a can of formula, the diaper bag, and some of my clothes inside the bigger bag.
"Come on. Wouldn't you rather have a warm house than a cold car?"
he asks. I look down at my son, wondering if I should trust him. He grabs the car seat. I climb out, and he hands me my umbrella before shutting my trunk.
"This way,"
he says, walking to his car. I follow him to his electric blue sports-looking car. I always wondered why he doesn't drive to work, and why would he leave such an expensive car at a train station? He puts the seat in before scratching his head.
"You know how to clip it in?"
he asks, and I nod.
"Okay, you put it in, and I'll hold your—"
His eyes dart to my son. "Son," I tell him, and he nods, holding out his arms for him. He takes him from me, and I lean in, making sure to keep an eye on him while I clip the seat in before turning around. Retrieving the baby, I clip him in his chair before climbing in beside him. The beta then passes me the bag before shutting my door. He turns the heater on when he hops in before glancing at me in the rearview mirror.
"Your son has odd-colored eyes. Reminds me of my Alpha's. He's the only person I know with amber eyes, besides his father,"
he says. I look at the man, and he looks away, looking back at the road. He definitely has his father's eyes, but I keep my mouth shut. Though maybe this would be my chance. He would be able to tell if he saw his own son. We can sense our own family. Plus, their resemblance was unmistakable. "Who's your Alpha?" I ask, pretending I don't know.
"Valen, the blood Alpha,"
he says, his eyes darting to mine in the mirror again, gauging my reaction to his words. I feel excitement bubble in me, knowing I am correct in who he is. "He'll be fine with you bringing a rogue in the territory?" I ask him.
"He won't be there, and I'll speak with him tomorrow. Are you hungry?"
he asks, and my belly rumbles loudly at the mention of food. He chuckles at the noise.
"I'll take that as a yes,"
he says, and my face heats. I give my son his binky, his amber eyes peering at me in the darkness of the car.
"What's your name?"
"Everly," I answer him.
"Odd name." What pack were you from? Or were you born rogue?
No, I was in a pack, I answer. I refuse to tell him which one. It's no secret my family's pack and the Blood Alpha are constantly at war. Your name? I can tell you have beta blood, I tell him.
Marcus. And yes, I'm Valen's beta.
He says before pulling into a drive-thru. I grab my wallet.
I don't want your money.
He says before ordering.
What do you want?
I don't say anything, feeling awkward, so he orders 2 of the same thing.
Is he asleep?
He asks, and I look at my son. I nod as he pulls up to the next window.
Climb in the front.
He says, which makes me look at my son again, worried.
I don't bite. Climb over.
He says while patting the passenger seat. I unclip my seatbelt before climbing over into the front. Placing the seatbelt on quickly, I notice that he doesn't have a mark on his neck. He hasn't found his mate yet. A bite on the neck always means that anyone, man or woman, has been marked by their mate. He opens some cup holders and places the drinks in them before passing me a paper bag.
You can eat in the car,
he says. I thank him and open his burger box, letting him pull it out. Marcus pulls over on the side of the road before flicking the interior light on so he can see before turning in his seat to face me.
Eat. I won't hurt you.
I open the burger box, the smell making my stomach melt. My hands are shaking as I retrieve the burger.
Are you cold?
He asks, turning the heat up. I nod my head. It's a lie. I was fine in the car. It's the fact I haven't eaten a hot meal in ages, or even just actual food that isn't canned spaghetti or granola bars. I bite into the burger, and a sob nearly escapes my lips. I'm quick to suppress it so he doesn't hear. I chew slowly, savoring the taste and the warmth. Looking up, I see that he's watching me while eating his burger. I blush, embarrassed that he was staring. He must think I'm pathetic. I feel pathetic accepting a stranger's help. Thank you, I tell him while taking a sip of the cold Coke. It fizzes in my throat and on my tongue, but tasted so good.
Where is your family?
He asks curiously. He's my only family, I tell him, looking at my son.
They tossed you, didn't they? For being unmated.
I swallow, looking down.
My mother was a single mother, not a rogue. My dad died and she raised me alone. She struggled but had the pack. Must be hard having no one.
He says. I don't say anything. What can I say? I'm the disgraced daughter of an alpha? We eat in silence, and for the first time in ages, I feel full. Yet still, he hands me his fries, telling me to eat them before starting the car again. After 20 minutes of driving, I realize we're getting close to my old pack until he turns into a road going the opposite direction. It takes another 20 minutes of driving through his territory before he pulls up at a large 3-story house. I can hardly see through the darkness of the night, but I can tell it's modern looking.
You okay? Stepping across didn't make you feel sick.
I shake my head. It's odd. Usually rogues feel sick crossing a border, but I don't.
Huh. Odd.
He mutters. Are you sure it's okay for me to stay here?
Yeah. No one's here. And you can stay in my room tonight. I have pack patrol, so I won't be home.
I nod. The Alpha won't mind? I ask.
Nah. He won't even know until I see him tomorrow. He's in the city partying tonight. You'll have the place to yourself,
he says, opening his door. I climb out before walking around the car and grabbing my son. Marcus places the bag over his shoulder and puts his hand on my lower back, showing me to the front door. I watch as he unlocks the door before motioning for me to enter. Stepping inside, Marcus flicks on the hallway light and I can see better. The entire place is spotless. White marble floors and a massive staircase lead to the next level. I can't see in the rooms off the side of the foyer. He didn't turn those lights on. But if the foyer is anything to go by, the rest of the house must be breathtaking. It's way over the top. Nothing I wouldn't expect of the Blood Alpha, of course. They're the wealthiest pack, and have half the city under their claim.
This way.
He says, motioning for me to follow. I trail after him up 2 flights of stairs before he stops at a black door. He pushes it open to reveal a king-sized mahogany bed with a canopy. Matching furniture and a large black rug sit on the floor. Built into the wall is a flat-screen TV, and he turns it on before turning the volume down a bit. To one side, I can also see a door leading to a balcony.
Obviously, I don't have a crib, but the bed is comfy, and the bathroom is through those doors. It's shared with Alphavelin's room next door, but I'm sure he won't be by tonight. He'll probably stay at his apartment in the city. Towels are in there, and I'll be back to check on you at 6 a.m. I'll take you to see the Alpha then,
he says, before heading into the walk-in closet and grabbing some clothes for himself.
Kitchen is downstairs if you're hungry, and I'll see you later,
he tells me before walking out the door. I look around for a moment, then flick the space heater on to warm the room. This is nice, Bubba, and tomorrow you can meet your father, I whisper to him. I can't help but feel a sense of excitement and anticipation. There's no way the Alpha can deny his own son once he meets him. He'll know with just one look at him that he's his. He'll be able to sense that fact. Walking into the bathroom, I gasp. It's white marble and white tiles with gold finishing. One wall is all mirrors above the basin, and the shower could easily fit 3 people. The sink is the perfect size to bathe Valerian. He hasn't had a proper bath since the hospital. I just know he'll love it. I instantly start prepping the sink with warm water, using my elbow to test it before stripping his clothes off and settling him in the water, ensuring I hold his head above the water. He moves his arms and legs, swishing the water and murmuring happily while eating his hands. Once the water gets cool, I get him out. I drain the water and wrap him in a towel before patting him dry and laying him on the bed while I dress him. After his bottle, he falls asleep quickly, almost like he knows he's safe. I prop pillows around him to ensure he doesn't fall off the bed before walking back to the bathroom, leaving the door open to hear him. After quickly stripping my clothes off, I turn the shower on and step under the warm spray. Marcus didn't mention using the bath products, so I take my chance and use the shower gel and shampoo to give myself the deepest wash I've had in what feels like a year. Halfway through wrapping the fluffy towel around myself, I suddenly hear voices, drunken stumbling, a woman giggling, and I freeze. Someone is here. I snatch my clothes off the sink basin, and am about to run into Marcus's room when the bathroom door opens and a beautiful red-haired woman walks in. She stops when she notices me. Her extremely tight dress leaves little to the imagination, and she is clearly intoxicated as a cloud of alcohol wafts in after her. She looks me up and down before growling at me, her top lip pulling back over her teeth. "What are you doing in here, rogue?" she barks. "I beta Marcus." My heart thumps wildly in my chest. Stuttering, I attempt to explain when the door is shoved open and a man storms in. No, not a man. The Blood Alpha. He also reeks heavily of whiskey, the smell so strong it burns my nose. Yet I can't tear my eyes from his amber ones. He is absolutely gorgeous, even while heavily intoxicated and barely able to stand upright. He's tall, too, and way bulkier than I remember, with dark hair and an equally dark 5 o'clock shadow. But his eyes, those eyes I can't look away from. They glow like the embodiment of autumn. It feels like someone fried my brain to a crisp, and all I can do is stare, my brain screaming at me, my senses overloaded with his essence. Mate! The Blood Alpha! He's my mate! I know it, feel it, with every fiber of my being, even without having shifted yet. I'm of age now, and I feel my heart flutter excitedly. I found my mate! Taking a step toward him, I reach out to him, but his lips pull back over his teeth to reveal sharp canines. His face, his gorgeous face, is twisted in anger. I gasp, realizing he's too intoxicated to recognize me. Instead, he rushes toward me. His hands grab my throat and he pushes me against the cold, tiled wall.
What the fuck is a rogue doing in my house?
He screams before sniffing me. I can't talk. His grip is tight, restricting my airway. He sniffs me again before shaking his head. Then he shoves me back before commanding me.
Get out of my house now, before I have you killed.
He roars, and my stomach drops. He can't recognize me. I could just as easily be some random rogue whore off the street to him, with how drunk he is. Though he keeps sniffing the air, his body telling him something is amiss. It's just that his brain cannot register me at all. My heart sinks. The woman behind him is clearly enjoying this confrontation, probably hoping he'll kill me, a rogue on Pack land. I never should have come here. I never should have gotten my hopes up. Not even my own mate will help me. This was my only chance at showing him he's a father, and now it just went out the window. Wait, but you're my... I plead desperately.
Get out!
He screams, and I flinch, his command rolling over me. I grab my clothes from where I dropped them, rushing into Marcus's room and pulling them on. As much as I desperately wish I should continue arguing, his command leaves me powerless. Alpha wolves, once they reach maturity, can use a certain voice, a command, that the recipient must obey. Come on, baby, the woman purrs, clutching him. Tears brim in my eyes while I snatch my things up, unable to do anything against his command, unable to explain myself. Wrapping my son in his blanket and tucking him against me, I grab my bag before rushing down the steps. Pain suddenly tears through me, taking my breath away. Clutching the banister, my stomach cramps, making me cry out. I grit my teeth, agony tearing my heart apart. They're obviously fucking. I've heard that women know when their mates are unfaithful, can feel it, but I got to meet him with another woman. I didn't think it would hurt like this. I never envisioned this pain. He hasn't even marked me. Running down the steps, I rush out the door. It's pouring with rain as a storm rolls across the night sky. I am miles from my car, yet his command told me to leave and gave me no choice. Looking around helplessly, I start running, pulling my son under my shirt to shield him from the cold. My legs are moving me with nowhere to go as I desperately try to figure out where to find shelter. I don't know how long I run, but I suddenly find myself on the city's main street, the line separating Nightshade Pack from Shadow Moon Pack, my father's pack, my old territory. Our house is only a 10-minute run from here. Maybe he'll take pity on me. Perhaps he might change his mind once he meets his grandson. I can only hope, at least for my son's sake. I swallow, knowing I have no choice, or I'll be in the rain all night with a baby. Deciding to take my chances, I start running home. I run the entire way before stopping in front of my old home. The lights are all off. My heart twists as I look up the driveway of the single-story lavish house. Growing up, I played with the Pack kids in this street, rode my bike along the footpath with my sister. My father used to toss the football with us on this very lawn after work when we were little, or help us climb the massive tree that sits on the side of the driveway. This was home. I miss my old life, miss my family. I just hope they miss me too. Quietly sneaking up the side of the house, I stop at my sister's bedroom window. She's asleep in her bed. I tap on the window and see movement. She flicks her lamp on, squinting around the room before looking at the window. Seeing me waving at her, Ava's mouth opens and she's immediately on alert before she rushes over. As soon as she throws her window open, I pass her my bag, which she places on the floor before taking valerian from me so I can climb through the window. "Sis!" she cries, hugging me. I inhale her scent, tears flowing down my cheeks, before pulling back to look at her. I'm soaked, my hair dripping from the rain, but she doesn't seem to notice. She clutches her mouth before a sob escapes her. "I was hoping you would come back." She looks down at the baby in awe. "He's beautiful," she chokes out. I gently close the window as she hugs Valerian close, smelling his tiny head. "Gosh, I've missed you. Dad wouldn't let me look for you. He has me on a tight leash," she says, tears streaking down her cheeks. "Grab some dry clothes. Take whatever you want," she whispers while pointing at her dresser. I rummage through her drawers and find some warm clothes, trying to be quiet so I don't wake my parents down the hall. After putting on some of her pajamas, I have to roll the waistband of the pants to hold them up. My sister watches me before she breaks down again. "You're so skinny," she sobs, sinking onto her bed and looking at my body. She's right. You can see most of my ribs and my hip bones jut out. I've lost so much weight. This is the smallest I've ever been. "I'm fine, Ava. I'm okay." I try to reassure her, rummaging through my bag to retrieve a diaper. Thankfully, between my shirt and the blanket that's wrapped around him, Valerian was able to stay dry. She just shakes her head, looking at my son as she rocks him. I sit next to her, and she moves over on the bed to give me space, leaning back against the wall. Together, we watch my son fall asleep in her arms. Laying my head down on her shoulder, I suddenly break down. Ava tries to soothe me, but I can feel her crying silently beside me. Ava was my best friend. It's almost impossible to beat a sister bond, someone who knows your hardships, knows what it's like to grow up with the parents you have, someone who shares every milestone with you, and every heartbreak. How times have changed. I've missed having someone to talk to. The only interaction I've had were judgmental glares or a few words to show their disgust with me. Nobody asked how I was. Nobody cared. And I was stupid enough to believe Beta Marcus would be able to help. Stupid enough to think my mate would accept me. "How is Mom?" I ask her, and she shakes her head. "She's okay. She asked Dad for a divorce when he kicked you out. But you know Mom. She would never leave him." She tells me, and I nod. It's unheard of for mates to get divorced. The bond stops mates from being separated. It weakens them. Two souls together. Or that's how it's supposed to be. Not for me, I guess. I'm not looking forward to the rest of my life feeling my mate whenever he's with another woman that isn't me. I'm not looking forward to raising our son on my own, or being alone. When Valerian stirs, I get up and grab his formula, before realizing I have no bottled water. Ava passes my son to me before grabbing his bottle from my hand. "How much?" "4 ounces, I tell her, and she nods, opening the door just as the baby cries out loudly. I try to muffle the noise and soothe him by giving him his binky, but he spits it out. My sister stares at me in panic. Quickly, she tries to close the door before it's thrown open and bangs against the wall, causing Valerian to scream even louder. My father storms in, and his eyes instantly find me. A growl escapes him. I cower away. Ava gets between us, trying to shield me from my enraged father, but he shoves her out of the way before stalking toward me. "Please, Dad, please," I beg. He grabs my hair, and I scream. So does the baby in my arms, as I try not to drop him. My reflexes want to pull his hands away. Instead, I hold my son for dear life, letting my hair tug painfully from my scalp. "Mom! Mom!" Ava starts screaming frantically before I hear feet slapping on the tiles in the hall. "Please, Dad! Mom! Help me! Mom, please!" I beg her when she rushes in, her mouth open in shock as my father starts dragging me toward the front door by my hair. My mother grips his arm, pleading with him. "John, please let her go. She has a baby in her arms." He shoves her aside before dragging me down the hall to the front of the house. "Dad, please, it's raining outside," Ava begs. My mother is also desperately trying to stop him. My father doesn't care. He growls at them, ignoring them and my cries. He's just opened the front door when my mother shoves him. "John, she's our daughter, please," she begs, tears in her eyes and streaming down her face.
"That whore is not my daughter,"
he growls, his canines protruding. "Dad, please, it's freezing outside," Ava begs.
"I said no. I will not have a rogue whore for a daughter,"
he screams, his face turning red in his anger. "Then take him, please. I'll stay outside. Just don't put him out. Please, Dad. He's your grandson," I choke out. He growls at me, his hand shoving me out the door. He's about to shut the door in my face when I try once more. "Please, just look at him, Dad. He'll get sick. Just one night, then I'll leave," I plead. My mother reaches for Valerian, but my father pushes her behind him. "John, at least let me take him. Let me take my grandson," my mother cries. He lets me go, looking down at my son before staring at my mother, who is sobbing, her hands outstretched for him. Those same hands that held mine when I was a little girl, now grasping the air for my son.
"Give him to her, but you stay out. You aren't welcome here,"
he says before walking off. My mother rushes over to grab Valerian before hugging me briefly. "I'll watch him. I'll stay by the window," she says, and I nod. "Ava has his baby bag," I tell her. My sister clutches my fingers, nodding. Tears roll down her cheeks as her lips quiver. "It's okay, Ava. I'll be fine," I tell my sister behind her before my dad yells at them, making them jump. "I'm sorry. I have to," my mother says, closing the door. I nod. The curtain in the living room opens, and the lamp flicks on. I see my sister rush off toward the kitchen, and my mother sits on the lounge with him next to the window so I can see him. Leaning over, my mother cracks the window so she can speak to me. "He has your nose," she says, smiling sadly at me, and I smile, sitting on the chair out front on the porch. I shiver. My sister's flannel pajamas become soaked as the rain blows toward me where I sit, listening and watching my mother through the window, feeding my son his bottle. At least he is warm and dry, I think to myself. Huddled up on the chair, I tuck my knees to my chest, trying to warm myself and shield myself from the cold and the strong gusts of wind. It doesn't take long before I start shaking uncontrollably, and my teeth chatter so hard I feel like they'll break. My mother taps on the glass where my head rests. I can see her heart break at watching me sit in the cold, stormy weather. "Shift, sweetie. Shift to try to stay warm," she says, placing her palm on the glass. "I haven't shifted yet," I tell her, and she looks at me sadly. Shifting is a big thing with werewolves. It's a coming of age. Your wolf is meant to represent your future in the pack. I haven't shifted yet, but when I do, it will not be celebratory like it is for most wolves. It will be purely necessity.